Okay, next up, Taylor and Beth.
Yes.
When I moved to New York, you don't got no money. And then when you move to New York and think you have money, you don't have money.
Mm-mm.
So I lived with 5 other people. And it was a lot. And 2 of those people are going to come on right now. This is Joseph and Jackie.
Hey, Wesley.
Hey.
Now, I lived with Daniel and Joseph. Now, guys, how was it being in New York for your first year?
Am I on?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Wow.
Oh, I don't know if you heard us, but we're discussing how we lived together in a tiny apartment for a long time,
Exactly that.
and a lot of us.
We did.
Yeah.
So I wanted y'all to talk about how you have to just sort of adjust to a crazy thing when you move to New York just to try to get by, And 6 people or 5 people in an apartment is, crazy. So tell a story about our living together.
Well, I
wasn't there, so.
Jackie did not live with us, but we're going to get into why Jackie and Joseph and Daniel are all connected in a second.
Daniel and I Daniel and Jackie and I all went to grad school together, and towards the end of our time in New York, our program director, Bill Westbrooks, the great Bill Westbrooks, told us that, hi Bill, that living in New York is really just a test of how long you're willing to live like a college student as an adult, and that is absolutely the truth. Just packing as many people as you can into a tiny apartment and eating cheap, unhealthy food every meal because it's all you can afford. I think that a great story from living together was when I was actually gone for the summer right after we all graduated, and the ceiling in my room fell in.
Joseph, I literally haven't thought about this in years until this moment. I couldn't.
And so young Mitch, who I was illegally subletting my room to, had to call me and be like, "Hey, your roof just caved in."
Oh my gosh, that was a disaster. I don't think y'all understand what he means by caved in. It was gone.
That's terrible.
Okay, so Jackie, can you tell us why the 3 of you are connected? Well, okay, Jackie and Joseph are married. I don't know if we said that. They're a married couple. But the 3 of them have a connection, and it's through their grad school program. Can you tell us about that program and everything that it involves?
Sure. So we all we're in the same class together in our graduate program at NYU Steinhardt, and we were all musical theater, performance, and pedagogy majors. And beyond that,
not to interrupt, but for anyone who doesn't know what pedagogy is.
Pedagogy is teaching voice. So we have training in both performing musical theater and then also teaching all styles of voice. So
wow.
Okay, so next we have Jackie and Joseph coming back.
Hey.
Hello.
Okay, so can you guys tell us about how your studio teaching is going right now in quarantine mode?
We are also teaching completely online, which has been good and an interesting way to learn very quickly how to teach online lessons. I also teach for a couple of arts organizations in Maine, where we live. We live in Maine, by the way. And they've all had to convert their lesson platforms to all online. So it's been interesting seeing those administrations figure out how to cope with things, particularly because they're nonprofits. They don't have a lot of people and funding in order to make sure all that happens. It's been very interesting.
Okay, well, I'm glad that technology is available, so you still are able to teach and have an income and all that, because it's scary. Okay, so you also are actors. You still perform on top of your teaching. So you're going to do a musical theater number for us. Am I right?
Yeah, we are. That's right.
Yeah, so tell me what it is.
It's called The Secret of Happiness. It's from the musical Daddy Longlegs, which was an off-Broadway musical. It's just a 2-person show by Paul Gordon. and Brad Hack. And it's really just a gorgeous musical about two people who write letters to each other and don't really know each other in real life. And they eventually meet about halfway through the musical, but they don't realize that it's the person they've been writing letters to. And eventually they sort of realize who each other are at the end of the show. And it's really sweet. It's a sweet little musical.
Okay, before I let you sing, look at this.
What?
Hi, Lori.
Hi, Mom.
Watching from Watkinsville?
From Athens.
Athens,
Georgia.
Okay, thank you, Joseph's mom. Now, Joseph and Jackie, stunning voices. Can't wait to hear you. Take it away.
All right.
You know, it isn't the big troubles in life that require character. Anyone can rise to a crisis and face a crushing tragedy with courage, but to meet the petty hazards of the day with a laugh, I really think that requires spirit. I've discovered the secret of happiness is learning how to glide.
I've discovered the secret of happiness is just enjoy the ride. Don't let the journey be tainted by pride. And
I've discovered the secret of happiness is not to mourn the past.
I've discovered the secret of happiness is not to run too fast.
You can still beat them by coming in last. And the secret of happiness is I've discovered the secret of happiness is not to be afraid.
I've discovered the secret of happiness is all illusions fade. Don't fear the future, you'll just be delayed. 'Cause the secret of happiness is
living in the now. Living in the time it takes to blink, I think is how we're meant to be living. I've discovered the secret of happiness is following my will.
I've discovered the secret of happiness is though we can run that hill, happiness comes when we learn to be still. And the secret of happiness is the secret of happiness is clear. The secret of happiness is near. The secret of happiness is here.
Oh, so good.
Yes.
I couldn't be more obsessed with the both of you.
So beautiful.
Gorgeous, stunning voices. If anybody needs a voice lesson, you know, they've helped me. I'm not even like trying to be a professional singer, but you ask Joseph a question about, you know, how can I better, you know, sing, and he can answer any question. Here's their Instagram right here. So follow them on Instagram. They're amazing. And thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Follow Daniel Greco.